Sup guys, quick disclaimer as always, if you want coaching or you just want to join the Discord, because why not, link is down below, make sure to join it and hit me up there. Anyways, enjoy the video, it's a really fucking good one, and I got my Conor McGregor suit back on, okay? So you know it's gonna be a banger. Sup guys, back with a new banger as always, and today we are going to talk about how do you play the game if shit doesn't go your way all the time. I mean, that's pretty much it with this presentation here, not a very long one, and we will just go straight into the game. So I'll just play the video game, and this was, again, we're gonna talk about all the fundamentals of ganking, pathing, all of that, but in this game I really want to emphasize, like, if you do go for ganks and you think they are guaranteed, how are you going to play the game if, let's say, you go for gank and it doesn't work out? And quick disclaimer, like, you just play the game like as it is, right? You keep going for guaranteed plays. It doesn't matter if you go behind. It doesn't matter if you are ahead. The only thing that's ever changing again is how strong you are based on, you know, the plays you're making on the map. But again, like, fundamentally, doesn't matter if you're behind or ahead, you always go for the guaranteed stuff. Of course, if you are ahead, you will have more options in the game and you will be able to make more aggressive plays, more guaranteed. But again, at the basis of all of this, it's all about guaranteed stuff. So let's not lose any time here. I'll play the video game. We can look at the... Do I press tab? Yeah, I press tab here. Let me just see. So in this game, quick pathing wise, first of all, looking at my top and bot lane matchups, I think a chase lane is a very dominant lane, and getting a chase ahead is really not a bad thing at all, okay? And I also think on Beagle chase we can for sure kill Aura very easily. Looking at my bot lane matchup here, I have a Way, I have a Fresh, very great gank setup, very weak enemy bot lane. So in this game, I want to path top or bot lane. I don't give a shit where I path, honestly, because I think either way is good. And both of my lanes are kind of win conditions, and the gank setup is very guaranteed on both lanes. But usually, if this is the case, especially if you're playing a kind of strong jungler early on, you really want to start on your red buff. And it's not like your bot lane is not an option then anymore. Remember, if you're doing free camp spot side, you can still look, again, remember in the last video we talked about this, look for a weak side gank. So free camp spot side here, and we can still look to wrap around and go for a bot player to impact that lane. But overall, I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen in the game, right? It's all information based, and we will just play accordingly. But why am I saying start on red buff if both lanes are fine? Because red buff will give you so much more agency in the early game when it comes to invading, when it comes to ganking. Especially once you hit level 3, that's really the sweet spot, and this is really what you can abuse on strong junglers like Viego, like Graves. All of those junglers are really good with that. So my first notion in this game, my preconceived game plan is usually I'm a want to start red buff. So in this game though, great, my Fresh wants to invade, so I'm just going there, right? Let's look at this right here. We actually catch the Ezreal here. Kind of unlucky, my Way missed his ability, otherwise he would be dead. It is what it is. There you see, not too shabby, right? And right here again, just starting on my red side. The reason why I'm starting Raptors, and I think I do it every game where I start on my red side, is because Raptors allow you to get your level 5 so quickly, and I don't see the point. Like, the only negative thing associated with starting on Raptors is, since this camp will respawn at the 4-minute mark. Okay, remember, if you start Wolves or Raptors, they will always respawn at the 4-minute in-game timer. And the only way that this pathing or this starting on your Raptors is bad is if you are not aware that it will respawn way quicker than, let's say, if you did a red buff into Crux, then your Crux would respawn at 420. Raptors are very volatile if you start leashless, because the enemy jungler, if the enemy jungler is starting on his red side, he can actually invade this camp before on his first clear, when I'm on the top side, right? So you just have to be aware of that. You have to track the enemy jungler. You have to figure out, okay, do I go for a gank and possibly drop my Raptors and give them to the enemy jungler or not? So this is the only thing. This is, again, a lot of awareness has to be emphasized, I don't know. So yeah, let's just look at this. We just do a clear, nothing too special. Again, at all times you want to scan the map for information. As of right now, there was not really a gank available. And right here again, after your free camps, this is really the sweet spot where you want to look at your proximity lanes. So the lanes which are the nearest to you. So it's always going to be mid, right? And in that case, you want to look bot lane. We can see here though, even me not panning the camera, you just want to look if there is a dive possibly, right? This is our first option. I think I looked here already. They were kind of all full HP. As you can also see, like, my bot lane didn't trade at all, really. And again, looking bot lane, fine. Now you look mid lane. And this is so important, guys. This is really important. When you want to gank mid lane on your level 3 spike, it's usually so bad if you look on the map here to gank like this. Especially if they know that you started on the red side. So the enemy mid laner, first of all, might be hovering to the top side because of that fact. And the angle from here is not like from behind, it's like very neutral. Like if the thing here is like, I can just go for a gank like this and wrap around, right? And this would still allow me then, if the gank is not available by that time, to just be on my campsite, right? If I go for a gank here, and they have it warded, they know that I started my red buff, and the Yone is just respecting, I'm really fucked, right? So you always really want to go for a mid lane gank like this. If I started on the, if I was on the red side team, I would gank mid lane like this, not like this. And this angle is so much more superior, and most of the time, unless, you know, they're pushed in, I mean, then you wouldn't gank it anyways, right? This angle is so crucial, and this is, people always say they cannot gank mid lane. And mid lane is a very tough lane to gank. But this angle is really the only way, and it's a very guaranteed way, to gank mid lane. So keep that in mind, guys. Look for that in your games. If you are ganking mid lane, which angle are you taking? And you will see more times than not, this gank is very bad and not guaranteed at all. And the angle is also kind of bad because this angle again allows you to come from behind and kill the enemy mid laner, which is very important. So right here, we also knew Volibear started on his red side. So I was also thinking about, since Ambiego level 3 with red buff, invading this. But mid lane is kind of neutral state. Bot lane, I mean, they kind of got a shove, but I don't think it's guaranteed, and Volibear isn't actually that weak early on. That's why I didn't go for this. Again, it wasn't guaranteed. And right here, again, you want to scan the map at all times. And I can see a gank here. I believe a gank here is kind of guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, right? I mean, we always talk about it, ganking. You want to look at HP, right? You want to look at the wave state. You want to know which summoners are up or not. Right here, HP-wise, really bad. Wave state wise, it's actually kind of good though. So I was thinking, if I take this angle here, I can for sure chunk this guy out. And I also check my, I press tab here at some point, because my Akali also has Ignite. So even though he's full HP here, you can see how me thinking about how much damage we have. She has Ignite, Akali has strong burst, Ambiego have red buff. So you can see really how you can play around with those variables. And to figure out if a gank is guaranteed or not. But again, what are we going to talk about in this video? What if I go for a guaranteed play, I perceive it to be a guaranteed play, and it doesn't work out? As you can see right here, I'm going for a gank. Again, looking very good as of right now, nothing bad. Right here you have, if he's shown vision now, the Yone will just go back, right? So it's really important to play around vision here. So I'm just waiting for his E thing to expire, so he has no escape tool. And now he's going in. So now I'm going in. The wave is coming, right? I don't have a W angle. He still has flash. So you could say in hindsight this gank was bad and I should have just gone for full clear. And you might be right. But again, guys, we all make some mistakes at some point, right? You might think a gank is guaranteed in your games, and then for some reason it doesn't work out, like in this example, right? But again, that's what we want to talk about. As you can see here, I go in, I chunk him with my Q. Okay. Don't lose your mental here. Don't lose your mental here. You just keep playing the game now. Keep going for guaranteed plays. Nothing is changing here. We actually see the Volibear again confirming he started on his red side that he is not bot lane, which is kind of important later on. So right here, okay, gank didn't work out. Fuck me, wasted some time. Okay. Immediately, the first thing I do is check top lane here. Because I'm not going bot lane, right? Like my camps are top sides up. So I'm just looking top lane. Is there a possibility? If there is not, fine. Mid lane, no possibility. Top lane, no possibility. Volibear clears his top side. My only option then would be to clear my camps, which is totally fine if that's all you can do, right? Your baseline play is always taking camps and ganking and invading enemy junglers' camps and objectives, all of that is like more valuable than taking your camps. But again, like it's not like you can gank perma, right? There are only certain time windows where you can go for plays which grant you more value in terms of gold and XP. So again, scan the map at all times. Jungle is information based and the game is changing every second. So camera panning and map awareness is actually a skill which is so fundamental, but people kind of overlook how important it is, right? Because how can you go? You can be perfect at identifying ganks. You can be perfect at identifying good invades, right? But if you don't get the information because you're not aware of it, you really cannot make use of any of those fundamentals we always talk about. Right here, looking top lane, why do I think this top lane play is good? And you can see I'm still looking mid lane, right? Maybe he's engaging or some shit. So I'm perma scanning the map and I'm looking. Why do I go for top lane here? Because, again, the 3 factors, HP, wave state, and summoner spells. And I can see in chat, my chase is pinging Aura has used flash. And this is really the only reason why I'm going for this. Again, you only want to gank if you can get value in terms of a kill, obviously, right? Because I'm not taking this wave. So the only way to get gold and XP is to kill this person. Again, HP, great. I know my champion. I know I have enough damage. I don't even need to chase to help me here. I can kill her. Wasted wise, this is actually kind of bad, right? It's not like she's pushed up and I can just gank her from behind. But the third thing, and this is the most crucial thing here, I am going here because she does not have flash. And I still have flash. I can just flash down on her and kill her because she is this low, right? So this is really how you have to think about ganking again. But again, it's all based on can you kill him or not. And you will see here, I would say in the coaching, this is looking, you have to be very, very decisive here. And I know, okay, I mean, first of all, if this wave was pushed in, I die for sure, right? But this is kind of a weird spot here. But I know I can make it work because she doesn't have flash. So right here, I know that this wave will now be neutral around here at this spot somewhere, and I'm just looking. I was actually thinking about here like a psycho, going in here and flashing on her, right? But it's kind of rough because there are still minutes and she's Aurora, she can just use her dash, right? So this is kind of not looking too guaranteed. But I'm already in this position here, so I have to make the best out of it, and then I'm already scanning. Do I go back to my camps or is this still worth staying for? And I know the chase here, he's kind of baiting her, and it's very important you stay out of vision here. And right now, I know this wave will bounce back, best case. So I know Aurora will move up at some point, right? She has to play for the wave. So you can see how I'm perma looking, and I'm not wasting time here, but I'm using so much time here. But I know at that point she has no flash and she's this low. I just have to go for that 1 second where she's kind of, overextending and I can kill her. Again, should you go for your camps here, you can really see my raptors have already spawned and my entire jungle is up. This is very, very risky here, and I have to make this gank work, and I have to know beforehand that this will work out at some point, and there is a possibility of me getting a kill. Again, in your games, if you do not think this is guaranteed, do not go for this, go for your camps. Again though, I thought it was. I have flash, she's low, I can one-shot her, right? So right here, I have to make this gank work, and now she's moving up, going for the CS, right? Laners will always last it, so I know this is not my time window to go for her. And you can see here, this is why mechanics are so important, especially in those type of scenarios, because if you fuck up mechanically here, like you're really fucked, right? I'm still on 3 camps. So, mechanical stuff, I know once she moves up, I can kill her. Perfect. And bro, this lane is so bad for her. Even though she has TP, this will now bounce back and she's losing so much. So I'm hard winning top lane here and I gotta kill here. Alright, what are we doing now? I'm just going back to my camps. Why? I mean, the Woolly Bear here, I mean, he can get this if he wants, right? I use my move here, he can do this. This is his best play if mid lane is not an option for him. But I'm fine with that. I figured to myself, like, I get a kill, he gets 1 camp, I'm fine with that. I'm hard winning top lane. And as we identified, top lane is for sure not a bad lane to play for in this game. Right here, what am I doing? I'm looking, I see the Yone is 1 HP. I just want to help my Akali here to push out this wave. Why? Look at this wave. 6 minutes. another minion, and a cannon minion. Like Akali is fucked if I'm not having her here, because the Volibear can just hover around mid lane and she will lose like an entire wave, maybe even EXP, because she's kind of low, right? So I know if this Veigar was full HP, I would never go here. But I know if I hover here, this is how I can really help her push out this lane and possibly look for a kill. Again, all of this is information based, and if you think it is guaranteed or not, and I think it kind of is, I have to help her out here. And it's not like the Volibear is doing his camps, right? So even if I don't get anything here besides pushing out this wave and helping Akali, it's not like Volibear is creating a gap in terms of golden EXP because he's doing his camps, right? He's still here. So I end up going for this, just looking, and this is so important. Like you can, in my previous video, I talked about Chinese jungle playstyle. Chinese jungle playstyle is all about you being a mechanical freak and knowing your ins and outs of your champion perfectly well. And I know right here, I'm fine, right? If I don't kill anyone here, I just want to help her push out this wave. But I know on Viego, I can really look to sit here. And I know people, when they play against Viego, they have no idea where you are. And if you're really looking here, you can look for an opportunity because he's this low, right? So you can see right here, I know that, right? So I'm just waiting. And now he's walking up. I actually missed my W, kind of bad. But at this point, he used his E to dodge my W, fine. My Akali is actually doing a great job here. She actually added me after this game and subbed to my channel. So shout out to you, Akali. She is perfectly playing this. Again, is this guaranteed? I thought it kind of was. There was a high chance to kill this guy. He's using his E to dodge it. Okay, Akali cannot just kill him, right? And he also used his flash already. Perfect. Again, this is a very high risk playstyle, but there is really no playstyle. It was all about me identifying that I think this is a good gank. Because first of all, I want to help her shove out this wave. And I was thinking, the Veigar moving up, if I go in, we're gonna get a kill. And it paid off, right? Is it risky? Maybe it is. Do you have to play like this in bronze, silver, gold? No fucking way. You don't have to go for any place I made here. You can look for the mid lane gank, fine. If you don't think top lane is available, then you would just do your camps, right? Again, there is no playstyle. It's all about your current skill and what you think is guaranteed or not. Of course, you wanna, improve and, have more tools in your disposal to know what you can go for and, identify more risky plays, but they're not risky because you're good mechanically and you know what you can pull off. But again, we are all at a different skill level. So this might look like a very coin flippy style, and I know this is Agron's nightmare. I'm still on 3 camps at 5 minutes, okay? I know that, but I figured this stuff was guaranteed, and it really paid off, as you will see in this game. So what do I want to do right here? There is nothing for me to do on the map. Now I have to reward myself with camps. If I don't do camps right now, then I'm really fucked. I used so much of my tempo for 2 ganks, and after they were guaranteed, and I got paid off, right? Akali got a kill, I got a kill top sweat. So I'm in a really good spot here. But if I don't do my camps right now, then I'm really fucked. Because I have to keep up in terms of level and just getting my camps off the map, because again, camps still give you golden EXP, so you have to do them at some point. If you think there's a better play, you can drop your camps, right? But at some point you have to do your camps. Don't permagank, okay? Especially in this scenario, like this is my only play here. Take my camps as quickly as possible so I don't fall behind in golden EXP in terms of camps, because we're already winning 2 lanes here. So I end up taking my camps. Why do I go topside now? Because my Crux are up. Because I know, I actually saw the Volibear right moving here, but mid lane cannot really invade me here. He just came into lane. Top lane, it's not like Aura will go here, and if she does, I will see her, right? So I'm just thinking about get my Raptors, and you actually get health, so I'm getting, more healthy in case the Volibear is thinking about him enemy. He certainly should think about that if he just checked the CS, so he would know that these camps up. And this is so important here. Once I move to my camps topside here, again, like, why do I move topside? Because I don't want to go for Crux and give him my entire topside. And I think, again, it's guaranteed that we can for sure contest this. This is so important here, though. Why do I go for this ward? Because a good Volibear would identify me being mid lane with 10 HP, that he can kill me on my wolves, right? This is so important. If you die right here to the Volibear, game is over. Doesn't matter which lead you created, he will get a kill on me, he will get my entire topside, game is literally over. So this is very important here, and it's a very subtle thing, but I think it's really worth to mention. So right now you can see I'm pulling this camp even, in case he's going for invade, right? So I can just take this safely. And after I take this, of course I get health back. So again, then I'm in better position to protect my top camps. Right here, again, taking my camps. I really want to get my camps now off the map. You can look for ganks, but as of right now, there is not really a gank here available. So I'm just taking my camps. And after this, I actually go after my crumb to the crops. Why? Aura just based. My chase is just came into lane and is pushing this wave out. So I have top prio and he can help me. My mid lane also now here. She's stronger than the Yone because we established the lead, and the Yone also based. Or he's like out of fog of war and she's pushing in the wave. So in terms of objectives, you go for objectives according to two fundamentals. Jungle tracking, where is the enemy jungler, and lane prios. And all like those two concepts really come down to the man advantage. How many people do you have on your team, including yourself, for an objective, who can move? And jungle tracking wise, where's the enemy jungler? And again his lanes, right? Because if they have prio, they have two members here who can go for crops. And I knew the Volibear after my mid lane gank, right? I went to Raptors, he went topside. He didn't invade me. So he must have done his topside camps, and he has no choice but to go to his botside camps. I mean, I'm not saying he will. He might even contest you here. But if he does, I have two lanes moving for me, right? So you can really see how every player I'm making is really very logical, and you really have to use your brain as a jungler. I think junglers have a big brain if they are good, right? So identifying this, we go for the crops. You could think that Volibear might go back and take your Crux, but I mean that's not going to do anything, right, for him. So again, I'm just taking this right here because it's guaranteed, and you can see, like, I don't care what you do in the early game, the game is still the same. You go for the guaranteed stuff according to the fundamentals. So right here, why do I base? This is so important here. At this point, if you look down here, I have 1.7k gold. I have to base at some point to use my lead. There is no point in you getting 10 kills early game, but you're not basing and using your lead. Because you can only use the lead you create yourself by getting camps, getting kills, you know, if you spend the gold. Like, gold in the bank doesn't do shit for you in terms of stats. And why do I base here? I think we can possibly look for top lane play here because my Thresh is moving. But I have to base here, because if I don't, I might lose my entire bot side. I know my red buff is spawning in around 10 seconds. Again, the usual timer for your first cap is already 6:45. Since I did my Raptors first and then my Crux, this is actually kind of like 7 minutes plus. So I want to base and protect my bot camps here, because I did the crops as we knew he didn't contest the Volibear. He has to be bot side here. You can see I'm perma-tracking the enemy jungler and basing my plays also based on the enemy jungler, right? And my Thresh is going here. I wish I can maybe look for something here, but I have to base here. And you can see I'm typing in chat right here. Give me 1 second. I'm literally typing in chat here. What am I typing in chat? I can't go top, sorry. Too big danger for my camps. So basically, I'm too afraid that Volibear is getting so much value bot side if I'm not there to protect my bot side. And I don't think the gank top is guaranteed. And even if it was, like, it's 1 kill, but he gets like an entire top side, possibly Drake, I don't think it's worth in terms of golden XP, even if a top gank was guaranteed. So coming out of base here, obviously scan the map. Is there anything to do? As of right now, no. Volibear got the Drake. I'm fine with that. Who gives a shit about first Drake if you can get anything else on the map? Drake, again, it's all about golden XP. Drake gives you 25 gold. The fuck, I get that much gold standing in base, okay? So unless it's a soul Drake or whatever, or it's your only option to do Drake based on the map stat, and you have the prio for it, and you know the enemies cannot contest it, and it's guaranteed, you don't want to go for Drake. And I'm fine, right? He takes Drake, okay, I take my camps, fine. Again, scan the map. My way here actually dies to the Volibear gank. I mean, I could have pinged it out. It was kind of obvious, to be honest. But again, what do we do here? Based on the map set. Mid lane, just died. Bot lane, not really a play to make. Just take my camps here. And this is so important here. You can see after every camp, every second I'm checking the map. And right now I see the enemy bot lane is staying for a tower plate. I see my Thresh is moving bot side. So I'm again thinking, is this gank bot lane guaranteed? And this is very important here. this is the most important thing with this gank, and 95% of you would not notice why this gank is so good. If we can assume if the lane is pushing in, that they will ward with the lane prior, right? So I know for sure the likelihood of a ward being here is very high. And they have Ezreal Yumi. They can just, Ezreal just has his E and he escapes. So if I know that they might have a ward here, if I show here at the same time like the Thresh, they will immediately go back. But if I, spend some time here, out of vision in the fog of war, and my Thresh is showing here, they will only see a Thresh moving. So they might creep, they might stay long in lane here. So you can see here, I'm just waiting. Look at me waiting here. Because I know if this is watered, and it actually was, as we will see, because I'm using Sweeper, this was watered. But now they only see the Thresh. So you can see they're still standing here, even though they see the Thresh. So I want to stay out of vision here, wait for my Thresh to go here. And right now I'm going, because my Thresh is already at a good spot here. And now I use his E, right? And you can see, at that point, we have a really good angle on them. But this was all about vision. I don't think this is something you will replicate in your games very quickly. I think this is the stuff you will think about once you got a really good grasp of the fundamentals, of the very basic ones. And this is like the master class. This is like complete mastery of fundamentals. And then you can think about vision. And this is what Canyon, what all those players are really good at. And this is really the difference between the top 1 and 10% players. Or even less than that. But you can see, because of this fact, this gank now works out, because now we got a good angle and they didn't escape in time because they only saw a Thresh. Again, if they respected the Thresh and for some reason they immediately moved back, which they should have, I'm not going for this gank, right? But I saw them staying for the tower plating because they were not afraid of Thresh. So now I'm going in because of them greeting. And you can really see this gank looks very basic fundamentally if you look at it from a replay perspective, right? But if you now think about all the thought that is going into this gank, you can see how such a basic play is only available because of the stuff I just talked about, right? If I just showed immediate land vision, this would not be ganked because they would have already ran away by the time I showed on the ward. So you can see how I'm really at the right place at the right time, because all of the fundamental understanding here, and I really want to emphasize this. Most of you guys will have games where you cannot go for ganks because you're not, again, first of all, you want to go for gank if it's guaranteed. But ganking the game is so easy as a jungler, especially in elo speed low challenger, because people, you can really abuse them so hard if you got a good understanding of all the stuff we are talking about. And this is why you will see in 95% of our games, I'm getting off so many ganks. Like the games, like most games I'm playing, if you look at my OPGG here, that's it right here. We have a 30% win. We have 30 wins, 1 loss, 97% win rate. We are playing against Diamond Master players. I'm not losing, besides this game, whatever. I am not losing because I win the game of the first 5 minutes. Because I got such a good understanding of ganking, and this is not arrogant or in any way. I just acknowledge it as it is. Most of these games ended in like 20 minute mark. And it's been hard storms, as you can see, right? There is not a single game that is going over 35 minutes. This was kind of a little bit of a long game, but most of these games end before the 20-minute mark. And this is really the reason for it. And this is why I always talk about the early game, because the early game is really what sets you up for the mid and late game. And most of the time, there is not even gonna be a mid game because you already stomped them so hard. I will make videos on the mid and late game, of course, but I just want to emphasize this so much. So, again, going back into the review, what do we do here? I have 800 gold, but I don't have enough gold for my mythic here. So I don't think a base here is really too big for me. And again, I'm just looking. There's a ward to clear this. And now I'm just thinking, do I go for my camps or do I go for a gank? Right here, I am looking again. I think there's a high chance on this wave crashing. There, just a wave crashed midlane, right? The Yon might go in on the way. I'm looking. As soon as he's going in, I think this is guaranteed. But right here, he doesn't go in. So I just identify, okay, gank is not guaranteed anymore. He's respecting me. Maybe it's watered. Okay, go back to my camps. Just doing my camps here. At this point, I'm again scanning the map. Is there anything guaranteed? Right here, you can see I am looking. And this gank is actually not bad. Let me actually stop the shit here. This gank is not bad because I only got one camp up. And I think there might be a chance of us killing this guy. I'm not losing anything here going for this gank. So I don't really care even if I don't kill this guy. And as you can see, it doesn't work out. Fine. How do you play the game? You keep playing the game. Go for guaranteed stuff. Right here again. Guaranteed stuff. Do I go for my camps, do a base, or do I go for a kill here? Aura is staying for this tower blazing. You can see it by her body language. She's literally indicating she's gonna stay here. So I know again I can beat her in time. I have flash up. I can kill her. She's 1 HP, right? So I go for this. There is no such thing as a ganking playstyle or farming playstyle. It's all about guaranteed stuff. And as you can see here, I'm going for this gank. I know I can beat her in time. Flash on her, fine, kill her. Again, like all of this stuff is very fundamental, and I really just want to emphasize my thought process because that's the only thing that's going to be replicable to you guys. I mean, I can do commentary style and say, oh, I'm going for gank, yeah, this is good, but why is it good? Why did I go for this? Right here, we killed the aura. I don't have any camps up, and I see the Vulpix bot side. The entire enemy team is showing on the map and the aura is dead. So I'm alone here. So I'm in no danger here. And I can for sure get a plating here. Why the fuck not? Get myself ahead in terms of gold and EXP. Get 320 gold. Right here again. I could base. But I see mid lane here. I have a great angle possibly to go here for this. And if at any point in time, like 5 seconds ahead of this, if this gank was not available, I would then just base, okay? But right here, there's really no camps up, Vulpix spot side. I can look to make a play here. And as you can see here, the Yone is staying because my Akali is moving bot side. Again, I'm scanning the map. And of course he's staying for this, right? If he's not moving. We can see him. I see my chase moving here. And this is very important. If you have backup here, and I know this Yone is going for this plating, and the plating is still full HP, right? I have time here to wait for my chase to make this very guaranteed. Because of course the play is more guaranteed if you got more people, you know, fighting. So I'm waiting for my chase, being patient here. Now I'm going in. This is just mechanics now. You of course want to kill this guy because he has aura as quick as possible, which we do. So mechanics do play a part here. Why do I push out midwave here? My Akali is dead. We killed the Yone. If I leave this midwave, it's actually fine in a way. Because it's a neutral mid lane. It will just crash in the middle. So both Akali and Yone will lose just as much XP and gold. But if I push in this wave now, I get a wave and the Yone is getting this denied. And Akali doesn't lose anything because she's not even on the map anyways, right? So she doesn't give a shit if I push in this wave, but I do because I know the Yone is not going to get this wave, but I get a wave, right? This is like, I get value and no one on the enemy team is getting value because no one is here to catch this wave. Again here, I am looking. Can I go for the crops? You can see right here, I have so much gold and I'm just thinking, do I base here or do I go for crops? As of right now, I can go for crops, but as soon as I see the Vulpix moving here, I know, okay, fine, you guys get this, they even use TP, fine. Right now, I don't want to base, I just want to get my camps off the map here, because I know they will go for crops. And then I would base, right? He's topside, I'm topside, he clears the crops, I clear my camps, then I base, and you know, we just match each other again. Right here, though, they actually try to invade me, and I'm like, okay, like, mechanics, dodge, like I know I'm in no danger here, right? If I don't completely play like a retard here. Oh, sorry for that word. I mean, this is just adaptation, right? He's just going in, like this guy is mental at this point, and you will see in most games, once you have this much pressure in the early game, like enemies will just go for weird plays, and at that point the game is pretty much over. But I think it was even before, like I had a big as fuck lead, and right now, this is important. Why do I stay on the map here? Because I don't need to spend my 2.5k gold to get my top camps here and the crops. Vulpix is dead, Yone is dead, Yuumi is dead. I want to get as much value as possible as I can right now. Because I know right now, this is free as fuck. My entire team is here, the entire enemy team is dead. So I can think about doing the crops, then getting my top camps and then basing. Because by that time I'm on roughly at the same time as the Vulpix coming out of base, and then I'm so far ahead of him because I'm getting so much gold here. So you can really see how I keep pushing my lead here based on, you know, the enemies and whatnot. So that's what I do here. Here though, I actually base because taking crops is taking a really long time and no one is helping me. And I kind of have to base here, because if I go for my camps now, the Volibear has so much time to make plays on the map, and I just want to base, get out of the base as quickly as possible with my insane lead, and then I can figure out, do you go for plays or do you go for camps at that point? I cannot tell you in advance, you just have to look at the map, what is presenting itself at that point. Right here, I'm basing, I see top lanes fighting, but there's no way I'm going for this. Like, I just want to use my lead by spending my gold, because I cannot use my lead if I'm not spending my gold here. So, out of base, I just identify what do I go for. We see Volibear here, I'm just moving, taking my camps. Here, very important, the fundamental of do you take objectives or not. Akali, 1 HP, she wants to base. My way is in base. I only have a Fresh here, and they have a Volibear, a human, and Ezreal. I know with my lead, I cannot for sure go for this. I cannot 2v3 them, guaranteed. So I know, okay, give this up. On objectives, there are two fundamentals. Do you contest or do you give up and trade something else on the map for it? Again, the question is, can you contest it guaranteed? If it's yes, you go for it. If you cannot, based on your teammates and your lead, then you just look for anything else you can gain on the map and trading that for the Drake. So right here, I immediately go topside, and my mindset here is, okay, Volibear is taking this Drake, Yumi is here, Ezreal is here. I can for sure think about, in terms of trading, to just trade his entire topside here. And this is like the mid-game stuff. But this is like the most, this concept is like the most present concept. You will encounter this concept most of the time in the mid-game of trading. This is really the main mid-game concept of trading objectives or contesting them. Again, he's getting something on the map, the Drake. What can I get on the map that is more valuable than my own camps? His top camps. Maybe a gank, right? After the camps. So this is all I'm thinking about here. Can you contest it or not? Since I cannot, okay, fine. You get a Drake. It's a second Drake. We don't give a shit. I'm just getting so far ahead here. And right here, I'm actually going for my camps, because I know I can get these camps and then go for an invade and contest him here, because I'm this strong. I have strong lanes, I have strong prior. If he happens to move after Drake to his top side, I would have cleared my bot top side here as well, and then I just contest him, because I'm so much stronger than him. So I don't have to immediately go to his top side camps here. I can just get my camps off the map, so they respawn quicker, so I get more golden EXP income over the course of the game. And now I'm actually dropping my Gromp here, because now he finished the Drake, and now I want to contest his top set here. Again, I'm looking, do I go for his top set camps? Yes. Is there any other play that is more valuable and impactful for the game? Yes, mid lane. So you can see I completely misplay this. Fine, okay. I mean, that's whatever, right? So again, what do I do here? Do I go to his camps or do I protect him? I mean, we got a Fresh here, right? So this is pretty much a no-brainer. Again, if this is not guaranteed, I'm doing anything else that is giving me guaranteed value. We end up killing them. Again, Volibear is like running away, but I don't give a shit, only my Gromp is up. So I'm just getting his entire top set here. And he's actually showing here. I take everything off him. Game is over at this point. This was actually kind of close, but I knew I can escape with Flash. But it still was kind of close. You see my Fresh is kind of saving me here. So this was maybe a little bit too risky going for the Crocs, but I thought they were guaranteed. Again, Volibear said, what do? You punish the enemy jungler once he is dead and not on the map. I just get more value. This Herald is guaranteed. My entire team is here. So we get this immediately base, because I only got my Gromp up and I got a bunch of gold, and I want to be there for my bot side camps and match the Volibear. Again, the Volibear knows he has no top camps up. His bot camps are going to be up. So I want to base here, protect my bot camps first of all, and then contest him on his bot camps. If you are stronger than the enemy jungler, you want to match them most of the times. Because what are they gonna do if you are permanently matching them? The only way the enemy jungler can get back into the game is if you allow him to make plays. And you counter that by matching them, right? So, going out of base here, taking my camps. Right here, we identify again, what do we do here? Based on the map set, we see bot lane is fighting. So I'm moving here, I know I'm strong as fuck. And again, we match Volibear, right? He is bot lane. If I was not here and I took my Gromp, maybe I wasn't here in time. But because I'm matching him and I know this concept of match and trade, and at that point I'm matching because I'm stronger, you can see how this game is pretty much over at this point. And nothing of this crazy mechanical stuff. It's only I'm at the right place at the right time. Based on my thinking pattern of it's all about golden EXP. And in the mid game, I'm stronger than enemy jungler. I just match him, right? And he cannot make a play. And if it does, like in this play here, game is over, right? I countered the play, we completely stomped them. So we end up killing the aura here as well. Game is over at this point, and you can see how I'm permanently pushing my lead even more and more. Right here, honestly, like, this game is pretty much over at this point. I mean, I'm just playing sideline here, and I will make a separate video on mid and late game macro. There's actually a lot of stuff in this game, like using my heritage and staying on the bot side instead of going to my top camps. But I just wanted to show you guys how you play the game, especially when it comes to the early game, if shit doesn't always work out, like a gank, right? Again, you just play this game the same way as always. You go for guaranteed stuff. A gank doesn't work out, okay, fine, move on to the next play and look for the map again. Like, people always ask me, how do you play from behind? First of all, we gotta identify why are you behind in the first place. So maybe you went for a gank that was obviously not guaranteed at all, and maybe that's the reason and you died for it, worst case. So that's the first thing. Why are you even behind in the first place? Because if you have a good early game, you're only gonna be like behind in like a couple of games, like 5 or 10%. Because if you play fundamentally good jungling, you will never really be behind unless your teammates are hard ending. And that's really only the case if you are playing bad and you die on ganks, or you don't, take advantage on what is presenting itself on the map. Or again, like, there are of course some unwinnable games, but bro, if you play 100 games, I can tell you from experience, like, look at this. If you have a good grasp of fundamentals, my OPGG is not here anymore. I am like Emerald here, master MMR. I have 30 wins and 1 loss. Bro, and the 1 loss, I will tell you, it was my fault. I lost that 1 game because I played bad. So I can tell you from my experience, in 31 games, I won 30. Like, I didn't lose, right? So there were no unwinnable games, and I can tell you, any good player will have at least a 90% win rate till like master at least. And this should tell you guys, like, there is no reason for you to lose like so many games if you play good. Like, again, this is just proving my point. Like, if Canyon is going to Europe, if Bo is coming to Europe, they are stomping. Like, they don't struggle in low elo. They are winning the games which are unwinnable for you because they identify the right opportunities. And they don't just say, oh, my teammates are bad. No, man. We don't lose in low elo. We don't lose in masters a lot. We are winning. So don't say your teammates are holding you back, because this is literally the proof. So yeah, this was it with this video. I mean, we ended up winning this game. Actually, this game is over now, the AFF, but as you can see, game is over. And I just wanted to show you guys, how do you play the early game if shit doesn't go right. But again, every game is honestly the same thought process. You go for the guaranteed plays in terms of gold and the XP. Thanks for watching. I'ma see you in the next one.